I want to help you on these Fox bodies understand how to do certain things. There's little things with these cars that if you don't know how to do it are very tricky. So what we're going to be doing today is working on the Carbon Fox, getting it ready for Zach to pick up. Also, I want to show you guys how to calibrate your Innovate. So we need to replace the wideband sensor in the Carbon Fox because it's not reading. It's not very hard, but if you don't know what you're doing, you're just never going to get it right. You have to calibrate these things correctly or else your readings are going to be all over the place. Most all of these wideband sensors are 7/8, O2 sensor, whatever you want to call them. And you can't just run any sensor up here. Now there are some options. I've actually ran one out of an F-150 and it worked pretty good, but I think the latency on them is the problem, meaning they just don't read as quickly. So let's get this thing out of here. The other connection is up top. So let's go up there and unplug everything and I'll show you guys how to get this thing calibrated. Tucker, you're gonna get squished, boy. This is the slowest lift ever, especially in the wintertime when the fluid gets thick. This is where my connection is. Sometimes it's in the car, wherever you guys put it or the guy before you put it, right? So I need to go ahead and get this old O2 sensor out and it is ran. How in the hell did I do that? Maybe it'll come out. There we go. Common misconception number one is that you can clean these. Maybe you've had luck with it, and if you have had luck, down in the comment section below, tell us. I have never had luck cleaning an O2 sensor that is starting to go bad or already bad. So we're just gonna kind of ditch this one, and trust me, I've tried to clean it. Let me show you what I tried to clean it with, because this is what I was told to use, which is mass airflow sensor cleaner. Let it dry out and try it, and it didn't work. So you guys tell me if there's a better way to do it. Before we hook this up, let me show you guys what you got to do. So all you want to do is come in, switch your key on, and show them the gauge. And see that E2 reading right there? That's what you're looking for. That tells the Innovate that there's no sensor plugged in, that there's no wideband hooked up. Plug this in, but you got to leave it into free air. Okay, you can't put it in the exhaust system. So there may be trapped exhaust gases in your pipe. So you don't want to do that. You just want to leave it out into the open air. This thing will heat up, so don't try to hold it. All right, and that's it. That's that step. Now what we're going to do is switch this thing on. Now it's going to take it a minute. It's not going to look like it's doing anything, but just watch. E9 is low voltage, and sometimes it'll do that if you have like fans hooked up that come on automatically. It's pulling a lot of load, but this thing should calibrate. It's going to heat and then start the calibration. And there we go. There's your calibration. And there we go. So we are good now. So we should be able to turn it back off. And I'm going to go ahead and test it one more time and make sure that it goes straight into our reading. There we go. All right, that's what you want. And you don't want to disconnect this thing at any point in time after this and then switch the key on. Just make sure everything stays hooked up and you're good to go. Now let's see if I can figure out how I did that before. Okay, well, not too bad, I guess. Right down into the same spot. All right, let's get the car back up in the air. I'm gonna give you a tip. You want to wind it in the opposite direction about 10 times, okay? What this is going to do is leave this unwound once you put it in the hole. So here we go. See, wound it the opposite direction. And now we're pretty much straight right here on this cable. And this is pretty much all you have to do. Let's get this thing back down, see if it works, and talk about a few things, because there's a few things we need to talk about. Actually, before we test the car, I'm gonna run over this real quick with you guys. Computers. All right, everybody wants to upgrade. You either wanna go Terminator X, you wanna go Mega Squirt, or you're looking at the Motes stuff. In years past, I have highly recommended the Motes quarter horse. And that was because we had guys that would tune these cars back then. We had Leach Motorsports and we had a few other guys that would tune these. Now, if you've got a good tuner that will tune your Motes quarter horse, then go that route. So storing your tune in the quarter horse itself, just relying on the battery, can be a bad thing. It can leave you stranded. So with that being said, if you're going to do the Motes quarter horse, make sure you get a chip and you can burn it and put it in there, and that way your tune is always in the car. All right, that's a problem that I have run into in the past. The Mega Squirt is a very good option for you guys. There's still people out there that tune that. The Holley is going to have the most support, so that's what I recommend. Also, now you can go to MF Customs and they have a plug and play option where you can use your factory harness. Got an update for you guys on the 21 as well. Drag pack is acquired. I think you guys are going to like it. I think it's going to look sick on the car. I've already shown you a picture of it. I'm not going to tell you the tires that I went with or anything like that. So part of that shipment will be coming in today for the 21. Well, sadly, we lost audio on this restart here. So I'll go ahead and show you that everything did work on the car. The gauge is now working. And I was going to talk to you guys about the A9L versus A9P debacle. Throughout the years, I have heard rumors, myths, misconception, whatever you want to call it, about the fact that you can't put an A9L in an automatic car that came with an A9P. Everything that I have read, researched, and tried to learn recently says that you can put an A9L in an A9P car. Now, I personally have never done it. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I want to get your thoughts. I'm sure a lot of you have tried this and you know whether it works or not. I was never brave enough to actually try it. We do know that an A9P works in an A9L car. There's no problem, meaning an automatic computer will work in a 5-speed car. Guys down below, let me know if you've ever tried it and does it work? Did you run into any issues? I do know that running these two different computers in a car that has been tuned with a 1/4 horse won't work, meaning the calibration and the strategy won't match up if you're trying to use an A9P tune in an A9L computer. I'll just leave it there. Know that. You guys let me know. All right, so the car's doing great, and the audio will pick back up here in just a few minutes, and we'll continue on with the video. Man, I hope my camera just fell over and the battery fell out of it. Man, I hope that recorded all of that footage. Anyway, if not, we just put a new sensor in the Carbon Fox and we're driving it. Anyway, I love this car. It drives so good. It runs so freaking good. It is an absolute beast of a car. Get some fuel in this thing. All right, we got some fuel. It just won't go. This car spins on street tires. It is extremely dangerous on street tires. Hear that? I love that tune. It's like bum 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 bum. It's not like a pop tune or burble tune, but it sounds really cool whenever you let off the throttle. This is definitely one of these cars that you don't try to shoot across the road on street tires, because you won't go anywhere. See? Yeah, you won't go anywhere real quick. AFR gauge is looking good. Car's running great. Well, that's it, y'all. One other thing I want to leave you guys with is these cars act weird when you don't drive them. They need to be driven and cleared out. This car tries to act funny if it's been sitting up for a week or so, and it's been sitting up for a lot longer than that. So we went ahead, put new plugs in it and everything, but it needed to be driven. As soon as we went and drove it, thing ran great. So drive your cars, y'all. That's gonna wrap this up. I will try to include some footage for you guys when Zach picks the car up and get his thoughts on it. But other than that, this is probably gonna be the last video that I do on the Carbon Fox. It's been a great journey. It's time to move on to some other stuff. Like I told you guys, the 21, the drag pack will start to come in today. Pieces of that. And we're gonna do a couple of little things to the Retro Fox, and we're gonna do some stuff to the Calypso. And that's it. We're just gonna see where life takes us on the channel. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead. Damn, you can't see me. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. And as always, she made me wear a hat today, by the way, because she says I had a little red spot on my forehead, so I have to wear a hat like this today. It's her fault. Memphis. And as always, thanks for watching.